You know that it's fun to go out, except I never leave my house. I'm either at work or home, and it seems kind of pathetic just drinking alone. So if you got nothing going on, have some drinks with Ron.
Hello and welcome to Drinks with Ron. I'm Ron, about to have a drink and at the same time unveil a new segment. Well, not something I haven't done before, just something I've never named. Here it is, the new segment I like to call Double Fistin' with a N apostrophe. If you could make that happen when you're doing the post-production editing stuff. Double fistin', like some cool graphic logo would be cool. But anyway, yes, I having a bloody, and the traditional thing to do with the bloody is the beer chaser. If there's a better beer to have for a bloody chaser than a Miller High Life, I frankly haven't seen it. And I'd like to think myself an expert on the subject of Bloody Marys. Not because I've had them a lot lately, but we went through a big Bloody Mary phase back in the day, some of my buddies and I. Back was living in La Crosse, and we were on such a Bloody Mary kick, we were making them at home all the time, but then we would go hit every bar we could find, and any bar that offered a Bloody Mary, and there's surprisingly a decent amount of bars, a lot of college bars selling, nothing but straight cans of fucking beer, but a lot of bars not offering it. So we went everywhere we could. We found some good ones. Of course, the Dell's Bloody Mary is the one that's famous over Oktoberfest, which is such a joke. You show up for Oktoberfest, they give you a little plastic cup this big, bloody, it's that tall. It's got, some shit, I don't know, asparagus and some other crap and cheese and I don't know if it's fucking sausage in it or whatever. But it's overpriced, it's tiny. You show up in La Crosse 3 months before or 3 months after Oktoberfest, you go to Dell's, you'll get a Bloody Mary that will blow the Oktoberfest bloody clear to the other side of the fucking river and up the bluff. So, it's not only where you're going, but it's when you're going there. So we went all around. One place I think it was Smitty's. They actually give you a little hand cart, give it to you, and you make the shit yourself. They give you a big glass. They put ice in, they put vodka in, they give you the cart. There's the fucking Tabasco, the seasoned salt, Worcestershire, horseradish, any of the stuff that anyone's conceivably using. And you just put the rest of your shit in there how you wanted. And we got to be such experts with exactly how we liked ours made that we started going there for a while, and then we're always getting them. And then it just got to the point where I was either doing them at home or I was doing them at Smitty's, and a correct, proper bloody tasted wrong to me. We drank so many of these bastardized, self-made versions that, it just didn't taste right, and then pretty soon we burnt out on them. Which I know what you're saying. How could anybody burn out on a combination such as vodka and tomato juice? But I know, I found a way. And I really hadn't drank Bloodies in a long, long time until the idea for this brainchild right here popped into my head. It's Ronzo's Bacon Bloody Mary. Actually, this whole drink was conceived and executed for my bachelor party. I was planning on having one hell of a hangover. And wanted the hangover drink, the quintessential hangover drink, ready to roll. So I took some bacon, some vodka. You remember this from a previous episode with my brother as a guest. It's not the same vodka. I bought some, filled it up, then dumped that vodka into a pitcher. Took a couple strips of microwave bacon, just like 10 seconds in the microwave, just so they got hot and a little bit greasy. Put that in there, set it in the fridge or freezer for I think I put it in the fridge for 8 hours. Just let that greasy kind of get in there. Then we got back from shopping in the next town. Took the pitcher, took a funnel, coffee filter, dumped it through, filtered the bacon pieces out, and quite frankly, everything I've seen online, there's all sorts of directions for doing it. They all want you to put way too much bacon in there. So they said 2 strips for a pint or whatever that is, but plenty of bacon flavor. I said I could have standed to go with a little bit more, but this is perfect. This is what I was going for. It's not overkill. It's not straight bacon. Just a hint of it. It's a Bloody Mary with slight bacon flavor. Not fucking bacon that happens to have a bloody thrown in with it, because it was not the goal. But this has one extra touch. My brother started making pickles a few years ago, and his first batch did not go well. Like too much dill or too much something. Either way, they were barely edible. You couldn't sit and eat. I mean, they were huge. You couldn't sit and eat a whole one. It was just too much. However, in a bloody, just spot on. So, what would be better than the perfect Bloody Mary pickle? Then I take this whole jar of pickles and call on my good friend Wild Turkey 101. We dump a shot of the Wild Turkey 101 into the pickles. Now I've got bourbon pickles, bacon vodka. This is Ronzo's Bacon Bloody. It's fabulous, to tell you the truth. In fact, it might be up there with the greatest Bloody Mary I've ever had. We'd gone to Milwaukee, gonna watch wrestling, and gonna catch some WWE. And we're at a bar near the place where we're gonna watch wrestling. We get there early, and we are totally out of place. 3 dudes in their early 20s, t-shirts, jeans, half in the bag already. We walk in, like 14-foot high ceilings, like shit jazz music's being piped in, there's plants growing, the bartenders have white shirt with a tie, fucking apron, bar rag, like perfect. This place is fucking immaculate. And this is in the middle of our big bloody phase. So, my buddy, how much is a bloody? Which that should tell you how out of place we were. We're actually asking drink prices because we're like, fuck, I'm going to order a Jack and Coke, and they're going to wind up taking a kidney because I'm not going to have cash for what they're going to charge me. So that tells you how out of place we were already. We're asking drink prices. Well, the guy says $8, and we go, ooh, I'm out. And my buddy Zach says, yeah, well, I'm out too. That's $8. Ooh. My other buddy says, I think I gotta know what an $8 Bloody Mary tastes like. So I say, you know what? He's right. Zach says, okay, I'm in. So pretty soon, all 3 of us order bloodies. Oh, which vodka you want? Well, what fucking Kettle One? That's what I want. So a dude starts making my bloody Kettle One vodka, top shelf. Nice looking big glass, big bloody, all the accoutrement of a bloody in there, loaded up, looking fabulous. And like I said before, beer chaser. Every proper bloody has a beer chaser. But the problem you run into is most dive bars that offer the bloodies, they want to give you the little, like, mini 8-ounce version of like a tiny Pilsner. It's like the little person of Pilsner glasses. It's about that big, and it makes you feel like Andre the fucking Giant drinking a beer. So you get this tiny little, you get a bloody slightly bigger than this, and you get a fucking glass of beer that big. And you're like, ooh, I won't drink all that in one drink. So the guy asks us, well, what kind of beer do you want? Like, wow, that's rarely an option. Usually if they're giving you the beer, so you take whatever the fuck I dump in your glass, and you shut up, it's your chaser. So I guess, well, what do you want? Well, what can I have? Oh, anything? I'll take fucking High Life. Because if there is a better beer as a chaser for a bloody, I've yet to find it. As I say, being in Milwaukee and everything, had to get the High Life. So the guy goes over to the tap. No, not one of these little tiny little feller Pilsners. full-on 12-ounce fucking glass of beer as a chaser. You know, draft beer probably would have cost you $4 at a place like this. And here it is with it. So all three of us, you know, we're sitting here with these huge Bloody Marys and then full-on beers. And it's just like, God, you know, we couldn't have had... I physically don't have room to put away 2 of these. So it worked out nice. Fantastic Bloody Mary. Wish I could remember the name of the place. Because it became our spot. Every time we'd go there for Raw or pay-per-view or whatever was going on in Milwaukee, we always went to this bar. Because it so happened that one of the wrestlers was there the first time we went, that time with the Bloody Marys. The night before we said, oh, I don't suppose any of the wrestlers would come in. Well, actually, yeah, there was one guy in, longer hair, kind of... Well, it turns out it was the guy then known as Bradshaw. John Layfield, he does commentary now. You know, he's got this whole business look with the cowboy hat and the suit, and he does stock tips on MSNBC. Well, back then, his character was long-haired, greasy, drinking bar brawler. So, you know, like I said, bleached, or not bleached, but just jet black dyed hair that just looks completely wrong, you know, big goatee, big dude, you know, and they were just always drinking and fighting. That was his character. So then, oh yeah, he was in last night, just, oh, great guy, great, just awesome guy. And then we show up like a year later for another wrestling thing. Same bartender proceeds to tell us the same story. And we're just like, oh yeah, oh, was his name Bradshaw? Oh yeah, that was him. Like, oh, I'm a fucking psychic. So that was great. We actually went there for a pay-per-view. We had a crew, like 4 of us. And we decided the one dude, like, all right, we'll rotate every time we go to a bar. Somebody's picking up the check. So we go to this place. Again, as I say, the Bloody went so well the first time, we go back. So we go in. Everybody orders their drinks. My buddy's like, oh, I'm going to put it on my debit card. When we, oh, yeah, no problem. So we go to leave, and we're standing there waiting to pay. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to pay for the drinks. The guy behind the counter says, okay. It's like, no, I got my card. I want to pay for our drinks. He's like, all right, see you later. I was like, come on, man, get out the fucking door. So we slowly work over, and as soon as we get out the door, we sprint down the fucking block, go to the next bar. We're like, oh, man, I can't believe I got her to pay in the fucking tab. I can't... Well, the guy had no, he told us to leave, right? He told me 3 times. You just had to fucking see us. So we leave, we walk in, we get to the next bar. The first thing the other guy says, you realize you still gotta fucking pay for a round because that last one was free. You didn't fucking pay for it. You're paying for this one. That was great. That was a hell of a trip. We wound up dealing with some people handing out literature in front of the arena about something about how, you know, wrestling's the devil, and no, it was something with heavy metal music. Like, I don't know. Like, the guy just had his generic stock file of fucking religious brochures to piss people off, and he had run out of wrestling, so I was like, oh, well, I got a bunch of heavy metal ones left, so I don't know what's going on inside this building. I assume it's a concert, so either way, it's done by Satan, so here, you throw this away. So we deal with that, and we essentially surrounded the guy and fucked with him for like 10 minutes. Like, don't hand me shit, you fucking prick. I don't want your fucking garbage. Like, this is what, you know, that's what your God told you to devote your whole life to come down here and harass fucking people that are paying to go to an event? That's what your life is? Your God told you your purpose is to spend your whole fucking nights on a sidewalk annoying people that don't want to fucking hear from you? Well, I hate to tell you, but you picked the wrong fucking guy to listen to, buddy. So we fucked with him for a while. Great show. Pay-per-view. One of my favorite moments. We're sitting there in the arena. There's a match. A guy, Kane, professional wrestler, you may have heard of, just got his ass kicked. Stretchered out. So as he's strapped down to the stretcher, the guy who we're all rooting for, and by the way, probably the only 4 people in the whole arena rooting for him, is just whooped his ass, comes back, dumps the stretcher over, and just starts whooping him as he's strapped in defenseless. And we're screaming. Like, I got the DVD and checked it out. I swear you can hear us because the place is quiet. Nobody wanted this guy to win except for us. We are screaming at the top of our lungs. I swear you can hear us over the DVD. So they haul him out again, and there's two little kids in front of us. And the one kid, you know, they're just disillusioned. Like, their hero's just been beaten to shit with weapons and then unceremoniously dumped as he was, you know, strapped down, waiting medical attention. So they're just distraught. You know, oh my God. One kid turns to the other kid and says, well, at least the good thing is, well, Kane's going to be in town for a while. And my buddy next to me looks at the kids in front of us and says, well, why is he going to be in town? The kid turns around and says, 'cause he's got to go to the hospital, duh. Oh, that's right, I forgot, 'cause this is real. And, you know, just that right there was great enough. But then on the way back, we're stopping at a gas station like outside of Wisconsin Dells. One of those conversations you walk into where you're just like, what the fuck did we miss? We walk into a gas station, there's two guys at the back cooler talking to each other. Yeah, you know, Crazy Eddie. Then the second guy says, Crazy Eddie? The guy who's always talking about killing his wife? Ah, I fucking love that guy. Huh? Sir, no, I don't have a question. So the rest of that was our joke. The rest, Crazy Eddie? Guy who's always talking about killing his wife? Oh, I fucking love him. So that became our joke, fucking Crazy Eddie. It's like, yeah, you got a nickname like Crazy fucking Eddie. I mean, you got to earn that. I mean, I don't think it was given to him ironically because he was very sane. So, is what I'm telling you. I think it was an accurate, it was not a misnomer. So anyway, now that I've given you the recipe, the secret ingredients for Ronzo's Bacon Bloody Mary featuring the bourbon pickle, and I've told you of the quintessential Bloody Mary chaser, I'll quit rambling and let you experiment. Let me know. Post a message here on YouTube. Tell me about your favorite bloody, what you like to put in it, what accoutrement you like with it. The celery, the broccoli, the Brussels sprouts, the beef stick, bacon, cubes of cheese, block of string cheese. I've seen it all. Let me know what it is that you like in your bloody for add-ons, and what you like in your bloody as far as mix, and what you like to chase it with. Because I've already let you know what mine is, so I'll quit rambling and sign off.